Good afternoon or good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Halsey. I'm the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. Happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome to a new week. I hope y'all are ready to get a good workout in right now. So for today, we're going to have a full body workout like we usually do in P.P.L. However, every move is going to give you the opportunity to pretty much hit the whole body. So we have two compound movements on the last two sequences that you can really use to hit the full body if you want, or you can just use them to hit the lower half and then the topper half. So the way the sequence is going to work, we have three different sequences that we're going to go through. The first sequence is a hip sequence, so that one is dedicated to the hips. We're going to be working on hip abduction, so your lateral hip muscles, the muscles on the sides of your pelvis, of your hips. We're working on those first. Then the last two sequences that we're going to have are going to be one is going to hit the upper body, one is going to the lower body. And if you want to, you can also use those last two sequences. There are options for both. You can use those options to hit the full body, so that way with both moves you can get the upper body and the lower body. So that's why it's so thorough today, because most of the moves we're going to be doing give you the opportunity to hit your entire body. All right, so you will need weights for today, light and moderate. Give yourself options, of course. That's always the best case scenario. It's the best thing to do. So if you do have light, keep them ready. Always try to start off light, then go heavier, as opposed to heavier than light. But it does not matter as long as you're putting in enough effort to feel like you're working out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get warmed up. Hopefully you got some water around if you need it. If you're just hydrated and you don't need it, no worries, we'll keep on going. But do keep your weights around so you can have some options. And I hope your setup is good to go. I know I'm ready, so we're gonna go ahead and get warmed up. We're just gonna start off with some step back burpees as usual. So the step back burpees, coming down to the high plank, stepping back, stepping up, and reaching up. If you want to add in the push up and the jump, go for it. I'm not there yet, but we will pick up the pace in order to pick up the heart rate and get us ready for our workout. So go ahead, double time and pick up your pace, speed up. Make sure you're alternating feet. All right, so we'll do one more. From here, all you're gonna do is come down to your butt. We're gonna go right into some tables. So roll the shoulders back, pull them down, elevate the hips, and bring it back down. Opening up the chest right here. And we're getting the glutes and the hamstrings into it as well. Two more. Looking to lock the hips out. Good. Let's come back down to the floor. We're gonna go right into a table rock. So you're just still gonna pull the shoulders back and down. Lift your butt off the floor and push your butt towards your heels. Just rock back and forth. Looking to get full knee flexion. So your hamstrings should be able to reach your calves. You should be able to get your butt really close to your heels. And you should feel that stretch in your chest, your biceps, and your shoulder. Two more. All right, from here, go ahead and bring your back down to the floor. Just gonna do a few bridges. Just brace your hips down to the floor. You don't wanna slam your hips down. All right, two more. Last one. And lift the hips up. From here, just gonna bring the arms overhead, bring the back of your palms to the floor. I'm just gonna repeat. Just opening up the shoulder. Three more. Last one. All right, and from here, all you're gonna do is stand straight on up. You're gonna come to a straddle. All you're gonna do, bring the left hand to the right hand to the left foot, left hand to the right foot, and just alternate. And if you want, you can lift the arms up. We're gonna be getting the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the hamstrings. We're getting all of that today. All right, so coming right back down to the floor, we're going to a high plank. So drop the hips. Roll the head back. And just reverse to down dog. Bring the hips up. Push your head toward your feet. And we're going to repeat these two motions a few times. Good. Just nice and fluid. Should be feeling that stretch in the low back, the upper back, and the hamstrings and the calves as well. You can drop your heels toward the floor. All right, from here, you're gonna push the butt to the heels like you're doing a squat. You're just facing the floor. Nice and fluid here, smooth with the movements. Get those cracks out. Last one. All right. Go ahead, come on up. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, so first sequence, again, each sequence is going to be 6 minutes long. So for the first one, we're going to have the hip sequence. We're going to be working on the hip abduction, or the hips, the moves that are going to work the sides of our legs. So there's 5 moves in this sequence. Every 30 seconds we switch. We're going to do one leg at a time. So you're going to start with your weak leg. If you had to lift your leg up and kick somebody, that's your strong leg. Use the opposite leg. Use the other leg. So for me, that's going to be my left leg. So I'm going to lean on my right side, lay on my right side first. So this is exactly where I'm going to be at. So let's get our setup right. Bend the knees at 90 degrees. Push your feet backward. Push your hips forward. You're trying to get straight from your shoulder to your knee. So from here, again, 5 moves. They're 30 seconds apiece. You go from one straight into the next. So the first move, you're in alignment. You're going to go right into clamshells. So you're right here. Keep the hips vertically stacked. You don't want to let the knees drift forward, and you don't want to let the hips open up backward. So try to keep your hips vertically stacked and just lift. Minimize any movement coming from the torso or any other joint, so that way you know your hip is doing all the work. So this is move 1, clamshells. Move 2, open clams. Right here, you're lifting your knee and your foot to the same height. All right. So you don't have your knee higher than your foot. You don't have your foot higher than your knee. Your foot and your knee lift up to the same height. All right, that's move 2. Move number 3, you're going to straighten your leg out in front of you like you're lifting your toe towards your face, And then you're going to lift your foot to the ceiling and drop it back down to the floor. And you just repeat that for 30 seconds. Move number 4, you're going to straighten your leg out, swing it in front of you, and back down, like you're trying to bring your toe to your face. Move number 5, you're going to lift your knee as close as you can to your face, and then kick out, bring your heel to your butt. Kick out, heel to butt. All right? So those are our 5 moves. All you got to do is just follow along, make sure you can hear me, make sure you can see me, and you'll be good. All right? So here we go. This is going to take us 5.5 minutes total. Here we go, counting you down from 5. We're going to start off with the clam shells. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, clam shells. So remember, don't let the knees drift forward and try not to let the hips roll backward. We're switching every 30 seconds. We're going to have a 30-second break in between switching from one leg to the next, but we'll keep on going. We got less than 10 seconds before we switch to the next move, which is open clams in 3, 2, 1. Open clams. So take your time. We're not looking for a lot of reps. We're just looking for quality movement, quality contraction of your hips. Keep that core nice and tight. We got less than 10 seconds before we switch. The next move is lifting the leg to the sky and back. 2, 1. Straighten the leg out, lift, and drop. Remember, try not to let that bottom knee drift forward. If you need to take a second, take a second. Less than 10 seconds before we switch to the next move. That's the straight leg lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg out. Lift the toe to the face and bring it back down. Remember, keep the hips vertically stacked. Don't let that bottom knee drift forward. Keep that leg straight. We have 1 move left. We've got less than 10 seconds before we switch. 3, 2, 1. So bring the knee up to your face, kick out, and bring the heel to your butt. Kick out, heel to butt. We get a 30-second break after this. Ten seconds, keep it up. 3, 2, 1, and time. Woo. So let's go ahead and switch sides. We got 30 seconds before we begin on the opposite leg, starting off with the clamshell. So hopefully you feel that burn. You should feel that all in your hip. Less than 10 seconds. We're starting off on the other side with the clamshell. Make sure you're bent at 90 degrees at the knees. Feet back, hips forward, and begin. Clamshells. So make sure you breathe. It's going to burn. Breathing is going to help manage being able to work through the burn. Ten seconds till we switch to the open clam. 3, 2, 1, open clam. Again, keep the core tight, keep the torso rigid. We don't want any accessory movement, any additional movement coming from our torso or any other joints that isn't the hip. That's the only movement we want to, only joint we want movement to happen at is the hip. Less than 10 seconds, you're transitioning to the leg swing up and down. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg out, toe to your face, lift, and drop back down. Control your movements. Again, we're not looking to move fast here. We're just looking to move with as much control as possible. And as much movement coming from the hip. Transition in 4, 3, 2, 1. You got the leg swing. So really keep the core tight. You can use your top hand to kind of keep you still as you swing your leg. 10 seconds before we transition to the next move. 3, 2, 1. So you're going to bring your knee up to your face, kick out, and heel to your butt. Kick out, heel to butt. This is the last move, then we'll be done. Less than 10 seconds, keep it up. 4, 3, 2, 1, time. So just for your recovery position, you can hop up and walk it off or just come to your back. Sway the knees from side to side to kind of help you cool down, get some movement in there. All right, so we're gonna hop up in a second here and show you what the next sequence is gonna look like. Ooh. All right, so I'm good. We're gonna hop up, let burners die down. So for the next move in our sequence, we're going to have the option for a full body move, or you can keep it localized to the legs. So we have an RDL and a side lunge. We're going to do these one leg at a time, so that way you can keep going throughout the entire 6 minutes of the interval. So in RDL, we're going to do this, let's say we're going to do our left leg first. So you're going to have your left leg in front of your right, staggered like so. All you're going to do is push your butt back. You're hinging at the waist. My front knee is bent and my chest or my back is straight. So butt back, chest come down, back is straight. You should feel the stretch in your hamstring. All right, so stagger stance, hinge at the waist, push your butt back, drop your chest down, keep your back straight. I'm not trying to reach my toe. All I'm trying to do is push my butt backwards, and naturally my chest is going to drop. Just keep your back straight, keep that front knee bent, and you should feel a stretch in your hamstring. So that's the first part of the move. RDL, bam, and then you're going to go right into a side lunge, right here. And you come back, repeat. RDL, side lunge. If you want to make this a full body move, you can add in a shoulder press at the top. RDL, side lunge, shoulder press. All right, so it's 3 moves in 1 movement. You can do that shoulder press. I would suggest, if you are going to do it 1 arm at a time. So you have your RDL, side lunge, shoulder press, whether that be the left or the right hand. Does not matter. And then all you do is switch sides. We did the left leg, now we're going to do the right. Right leg's up front, RDL, side lunge, and then you just press with the opposite arm. All right? 6 minutes with this move. Switch it up every 5 reps, just because this can get complicated in terms of how many moves you're doing in one. If you're doing all 3, 5 reps, switch it up. If you're doing just 2 or 1, do 10 reps and switch it up. All right, so here we go. Get your weight. You can do this unweighted. Obviously, you won't be able to do the shoulder press, but you can do this unweighted as well if you want to. All right, RDL, side lunge, shoulder press. You can just do the RDL and the side lunge, or you can just do the RDL. Whichever makes sense to you, do it. You can always add more which is my suggestion, as opposed to starting off with doing all 3 if you know you can't handle it. All right, so here we go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. So I'm definitely going to be starting off with light weight here. Again, 5 reps before you switch. This is light for me. I'm just using this weight to kind of grease the groove. As I add in weight, I'll be going 1 arm at a time and continuing with the 1 leg at a time. That's 4. Butt back, chest down, back straight. There's 5. All right, switch legs. You should feel the stretch in your hamstring. That's the muscle behind your thigh. So make sure you maintain a bend in that front knee when you do your RDL. Your leg is not straight, it is slightly bent at the knee. One more big point of emphasis is when you're doing the RDL or the side lunge, when you're doing the side lunge, make sure you drop your butt. You're not trying to fold your chest into your knee. You're trying to drop your butt towards your heel. All right. RDL, side lunge, overhead press. This is a little bit more weight for my arms, but it's the exact same weight for my legs. So it's not too much of a difference. I'll be adding in a little bit more weight later on for both the legs and the arms. So hopefully you guys are taking your time. Just looking for quality movement here, just like what we did in the hip sequence. If you want to do a one-legged RDL, you can. All right. So we are 3 minutes in. Keep going, take your time. Add some weight if you feel like you can handle it, if you have it available to you. Otherwise, add some reps first. All right. So hopefully you can kind of keep your feet on the ground. You're not making a lot of noise here. That's kind of the goal too. Butt back, back straight, bent knee. All right. Stagger your stance. Make sure that front knee is bent in the RDL. Push the butt back. You should feel that stretch behind the thigh. Drop your chest down. Again, I'm not reaching toward my toes. All I'm trying to do is push the butt back. In that side lunge, make sure you drop your butt towards your heel. Keep it up, guys. We got less than 90 seconds remaining. I'm gonna go up in weight again here. Hopefully I can get in both legs before the end of this interval. Two. Three. We got 45 seconds remaining. And I'll just do 4 on each side. Finish strong. You can either alternate sides, or you can just finish on the sides you're on. Keep it up, guys. Time is just about done. 10 seconds. All right. Whew. So that was a good interval. Depending on how many moves you combined into that will determine maybe how hard that interval was. But as you guys know, I was trying to give you options. Hopefully you felt that all over. If you're a little winded, I'm a little winded right now. That's great. That's what we're looking for. All right. I ain't trying to kill you, just trying to make sure you know you're alive. All right. So next sequence, last sequence of the day, and we'll be done. All right. So we're gonna have another optional move here. So we have lateral shoulder arcs with the curtsey lunge. So depending on what you want to get out of this last interval, whether that be more leg work or more upper body work, you can do both or you can do one. So lightweight here is what I suggest. We can go one arm and one leg at a time here, or you can do both. I suggest one at a time so you can keep moving throughout the whole 6 minutes in this sequence. So the lateral arcs and the curtsey lunges look just like this. We've done curtsey lunges several times before. You're going to bring your leg back and across your front leg. You're going to curtsey. And you come up, and at the top, add in that lateral arc. So think of a lateral arc as a lateral raise, but you're coming all the way up. All right? You're doing one arm at a time. So my right leg is out front. My left leg is the leg stepping back. This is what it'll look like. Step back, curtsey, right into the lunge. Step back, curtsey, right into the lunge. Stay on one side, hit 5 to 10 reps, however many you feel you can handle. I'll be doing 10 at a time just because of the weight that I have, and then I'll switch sides. You should be able to continue moving throughout the entirety of that 6 minutes, depending on how light your weight is. Choose your weight based on what you can handle in the lateral arc. Your arms in this movement pattern here are much weaker because your arm is straight. It's also going to be much weaker than what your legs can really handle. So choose weight based off of what you can handle most efficiently in the lateral arc. All right. So again, one side at a time. Let's finish this last sequence and get out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do it. So curtsey right into the arc. 5 to 10 reps, guys. Again, it's going to work your arms more than anything, but anything to get the full body involved is always going to give you more bang for your buck. Again, you can do one move. You don't have to do both. You can do one at a time. You can do your curtsey lunges, and then you can do your lateral arcs, or you can just do one. If you want to work on upper body and you don't want to work on your lower body, just do the lateral arcs. Do them one arm at a time. That way you can keep moving for the entirety of that 6 minutes. So the main thing to take away from here is the fact that we have options. All right, switching sides. So when you're curtsying, try to bring your knee down as close to the floor as you can. That's number one. Number two, make sure you push your knee as far forward as you can. You don't have to touch the floor. You don't have to touch your back knee to the floor, but I do want you to try and get your knee on the front leg as far forward as possible. So do your best to control the weight as it comes down. Don't just let it fall. I'm not saying go as slow as you can on the way down, but I am saying take your time and control the weight as it comes down. That's why I want you to go light here, because our arm is straight. It's naturally weaker because there's no bend in it. Anytime you add a bend to a straight angle, in this context, it becomes much more stronger, much more stable, because you're gaining leverage. So because we do not have leverage and our arms are straight, we're not as strong. We're about halfway through. Keep going. All right, switching sides. Again, get the knee of the front leg as far forward as possible. Combo that with trying to get that back and leg down as much as you can, and you're really going to extend how far you can get that knee. We just want to make sure you're getting as much from the curtsey lunge as you can, and that's how you do it. Get that knee as far forward as you can. Get that back knee as down low as you can. We're over halfway there too, guys, so keep going. Depending on how light your weights are, will make it a little bit easier for you to keep going, but nonetheless, you should be able to keep going because your legs shouldn't be that tired. Doesn't mean you won't feel it in the legs, you should. However, it shouldn't be to the point where it's keeping you from going. If it is, that's okay. You just might need a break. If that's the case, go ahead and take it. We got exactly 2 minutes to go. Whew. Let's get that heart rate up, guys. Come on. Still take your time with your movements. Control the weight as it comes down. Make sure you get depth. Make sure you actually achieve depth in your curtsey. That's relative, but make sure you achieve depth. We're not looking to come down and straight back up. We're looking to get deep in that lunge. And halfway hang out at the bottom. It's not a pop-up. Get deep, take your time getting down. We have exactly 60 seconds remaining. And if you're strong enough, you can almost curtsy yourself all the way back up on one leg. All right, 30 seconds remaining. Keep it going. Keep controlling that weight as it comes down. Keep it up, guys. Last one, and we're done. We got less than 10 seconds remaining. Listen out for the countdown. All right, there's time. Ooh, okay. So go ahead, throw the weights up. Good work. So hopefully you were able to do both of those moves with all the moves included, so you can get a full body workout that is able to disperse the workload throughout your whole body. So you might not necessarily feel it a lot in one spot like you might have if we had an upper body focus or a lower body focus. So again, main thing is that it gives you most bang for your buck doing full body moves like that, doing compound moves like that. And it's going to help your coordination a little bit because you're adding multiple movements into one. So it's going to help out with your functional, your dynamic strength a little bit better. But nonetheless, there's always something we can all refine a little bit more. And it's all relative. So don't beat yourself up. If you maybe had a hard time getting yourself coordinated and situated so you could do those compound movements, that's something that can be fixed if you work on it. All right, so I enjoyed that workout. I kind of was a little tired yesterday and had a good night's rest, I think. And I was a little tender from yesterday's workout too. That movement was wholesome and robust, made me feel good right now. It's making me feel pretty well. So hopefully you got a good workout out of that, and we'll see how you feel tomorrow. That'll really tell you what the workout did for you and what muscles you worked. All right, so let's go ahead and stretch out. I'm gonna come down to the floor on your bottom, on your butt. Sit on your butt. So go ahead, grab your right ankle, pull it towards your right glute. We're going to stretch out the quad here, and kind of lean back a little bit to help stretch even further. You can kind of squeeze the right glute to get a little bit more intensity out of the stretch. And relax, coming up, we're gonna switch sides. Pull that heel toward your butt and lean back. Of course, keep breathing normally. Don't hold your breath here. All right, and come on up. We're gonna come to a knee with the right leg out in front. Stretching out the hamstring here. So bring the chest down just like you did your RDLs. Push the butt back and then push the chest down toward the thigh. And keep your back straight. All right, and gonna come up, switch sides. Same thing, push the butt back, push the chest toward the thigh. Ooh. It's a little comfortable today. There's plenty of sunshine, so hopefully you guys can take a second or a few opportunities to get outside if you're working from home like me. And coming up, I'm going to come back to your sitting down. Bring your left leg straight out in front of you, and you're going to hug your right leg into your body, stretching out the glute here, the lateral hip. And relax. You're going to switch sides. You're pulling your leg into your armpit and you're kind of twisting away. That's going to help target those lateral muscles. Pull your leg in a lateral direction. You're going to stretch the muscles that work or move your body in a lateral direction. And relax. Gonna flip on over. We're gonna come straight to child's pose. So push your butt back to your heels. Reach up nice and tall. And you're going to thread the right arm under and through the left. Push the right shoulder into the floor. And switch sides. All right, go ahead, come on up. So if you need to keep stretching, please do. That is our class for today. Thank y'all for joining me to work out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed that workout. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Out.